東京都立だったらせめて自分が知ってる人くらいは
I really enjoyed how the beginning of this episode kicked off with Volcano Man being fully reformed again, and he was just smoking a pipe. And metaphorically speaking, I felt like that was Mappa Studios because they have worked so hard in the year 2020 with Attack on Titans, The God of High School, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorohedoro. No one's giving them enough love for Dorohedoro. Watch Dorohedoro. They overworked themselves that they just had to take a 1 week, no, a 2 week, no, a 3 week break, and someone to be like, yo, Mappa. Wake up, man. It's been 3 weeks. We need some new JJK, okay? So now that we got some new Jujutsu Kaisen happening, Mappa is fully awake like the Volcano Man. Mahito seemed like he's rejuvenated again. Here we are. How did you guys feel about the second core of this episode? I really enjoyed it, and I really miss this show, and it's such a testament that only 14 episodes in, I'm just clamoring and foaming at the mouth for more Jujutsu Kaisen. I love the thing that this show does best. It's just striking that comedy and serious tone and nature that this show gives us harmonically. I can't help but laugh every time I see Gojo on screen. And we've seen the work the man can do when he gets serious, but I just love seeing his aloof, corny self coming on screen, interacting with these characters. And I love how the conversation he had with Itadori is like, man, when we surprise your friends, when we surprise Megumi, Nobara, and then we surprise the rival school, man, it's going to be so monumental that it's going to solve global warming itself. How crazy is that? And then when you see Itadori make his grand entrance, no one gave a shit. Then the rival school was just looking at the souvenir that Gojo gave them. That was so hilarious. Now, I know they did it for jokes and laughs, but let's go ahead and just now jump into that section of the episode. I really thought, it seems like Nobara seemed to be a little bit personally affected that Itadori didn't approach her and Megumi and tell them that they're all right, and that he's just doing some training in the background. She seemed to be taking a little bit more offense because, well, we saw what happened when she didn't know that Itadori was alive. She was breaking down, she was crying, and even Megumi, to a certain extent as well, felt just very horrible about the entire situation. And, with that, he didn't want to lose a friend going forward. And I love how they brought that back in this episode, that he says, hey, I don't want to lose anyone either, and I think that's really a great callback from the episode when Itadori originally died, right? And now to Megumi. Megumi knows that something has happened with Itadori. Yes, he's alive and well, but he just has this great sense that no, you went through something tragic, and maybe you don't have to open up right now and tell us what happened, but maybe sooner or later when you're comfortable, you can talk about it with me. And I hope Megumi and Itadori talk about Junpei in that situation, because when Nanami and Gojo were talking, and Gojo asked a simple question that whether or not Itadori knows that Junpei's mother had this tragic incident happen because of the Sukuna finger. And Nanami says no, because Itadori already suffered enough. But I feel like bringing that up so early into this episode, it's going to be brought back later on this season. And when Itadori knows the truth on what happened with Junpei, how much more responsible is he going to feel? Or is that going to be, again, another turning point for his character to absolutely lose it, or now keep this profound resolve to unleash and become stronger himself without the help of Sukuna's vessel? But with that out of the way, the tournament arc is here. I mean, the exchange event. And now, where we met my sister and Togo in the past, now we have the full entourage from the rival school. We have Zenin, who's a second year, Todo, of course, Momo, a robot named Mekamaru, Kamo, Kasumi with the blue hair, which I thought she was just the assistant to the old man and the principal, because she's the only one in that entire entourage wearing like an actual suit instead of an actual school attire. So who would have thought? And then of course we meet Urahime, who's the school leader and who's a semi-first grade sorcerer. While the rival students were interacting with one another, this is now where we see Kamo, I believe, talking about Megumi. Don't disregard Nobara and Megumi because they're first years. Megumi comes from the Zenin bloodline and he's more talented than the head of the clan. So there we go. Megumi is a very special individual, and we knew he was powerful, but now that we know that he comes from a special bloodline, now it plants the seeds in our heads to just watch out for him when he goes, I don't know, berserk. Another thing that we learn about from the side that we should be rooting for, that the guy who uses nothing but fish vocabulary, his powers is a double-edged sword, and he limits his vocabulary to protect himself. And there's some other stuff that I'm just forgetting, but it's good to see that with something as powerful as his abilities, there is a drawback to it. And I do like now the fish vernacular that he uses makes a little bit more sense. If this was explained before, then I apologize. I just didn't remember it. And the last two important things I wanted to bring up is that Kamo agrees with the principal that they should take out Itadori, because now that Itadori is brought into the picture, how's everyone going to react? Clearly, it wasn't the thing that Itadori wanted in terms of celebratory praise that he's back, but more so, it's the exact opposite. Now, Todo, he's a very busy man and he has to watch his waifu go perform at some concert or whatnot, and he just doesn't want to deal with this plan on killing Itadori. The principal says we got to kill Itadori because, you know, because the Sukuna vessel is inside of him, and, you know, it's going to be a bad situation no matter how you spin it. But when Kamo agrees with the principal saying, hey, in the Kamo clan, we don't allow stuff like this to happen either. So I also agree we need to take him out. And I bring this up because Gojo spoke with Urahime saying that there is a traitor amongst the Jujutsu Kaisen school and relaying some information to the bad guys. Who can it be? And doesn't Kamo look a little oddly familiar to the main bad guy that's setting this whole thing up with Volcano Man and Mahito and whatnot? Maybe I'm just reaching for the stars with that, but I'm thinking maybe Kamo sort of looks like Kamo. And am I reaching for the stars with that? I'm curious to know what you guys think about that. But let's go ahead and wrap up the episode right here. We have a new OP, we have a new closing. There's going to be a separate video for that, so look out for that video when it drops on my channel later on today. If you got some value and some entertainment from this video, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe to my channel for more anime content. My name is DJ Miles, and as I always say, to be continued, take care.